I think we would agree that from our traditions and our mixed traditions, there are always bad apples.
Yeah.
But you don't take a black marker and write through. You rather, let's look at the truth and let's look at the good by the majority. And that's what we're doing here as we're going to continue this series, Punjab, India's positive impact on Canada. So that leads us into the fourth area, and that's the current world's largest peaceful protest.
Yeah.
The one that has to do with the farming.
Yeah.
What do you know about all of this and what's happening?
So pretty much what's happening is that the Indian government is trying to take over farms in Punjab, because Punjab is about 85 to 90% of all of India's agriculture, and it's about 90% of all the supplier for sugarcane in the world.
Okay.
So what the Indian government is trying to do is they're trying to place middlemen, and they can take all the crops and
world's largest peaceful protest, all about the farmers in the Punjab region. So Vikram, help us understand from your perspective what this is all about. What happened, what is happening, what you think will happen.
Yeah, so this all started with when the government, or the parliament in specific, they passed 3 laws that allowed middlemen to come in and take crops from the farmers. And since Punjab is about 90% of all of India's farming,
wow.
So they came in, so they proposed their laws, and they were like, we're gonna get middlemen in here. They can pay you guys whatever they want, even if it's like $1 for every kg for crop. Because like for the government, they'd sell crops for about, farmers would sell crops for about $80, $90 a kg. But in order to save money for the government, they were like, we're gonna bring in middlemen, they can pay you guys whatever they want.
So before this all happened,
Yeah.
there was an open free market system
Yes.
for farmers in the Punjab.
Yeah.
They could grow their crops, sell them for whatever they could get at the market or
Exactly.
whatever they were doing.
Yes.
When did this process of the 3 different laws come into play?
This came about in January.
Okay.
November, December last year. That's
Okay.
when these laws came in, and
So-
that's when the protest started.
So January 2020.
Yeah, January 2021 or like December 2020.
Oh, just this year?
Yeah, just this year, yeah.
Okay, so 6 months ago,
Yeah, 6 months ago, yeah.
this law came in, and farmers had no option?
Yeah, because farmers knew if they do this, everyone will end up having nothing, because farming is the only real resource that people in Punjab have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. Farmers reacted initially
Yeah.
by starting to protest, or
Yeah,
first
starting
of
to
all, what did they do?
So pretty much what they started with, they started generally protesting.
Okay.
Like, this isn't right, like this
Okay.
needs to be done, this needs to be done. After that, nothing happened. Then all Punjab people decided it's time to go and take a tour to Delhi and block off all the roads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the one where they took all the tractors?
All the tractors, all the trucks, everyone.
Everybody went.
Yes. So I think there's like around 5 or 6 main highways that enter into Delhi itself,
Okay.
and they blocked off every single highway
Okay.
to make a point, like saying, oh, you guys have no food coming in now, and this is how we feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was number 1.
Yeah.
The initial reaction was to peacefully go to the parliament
Yes.
and protest.
Yeah, that was
What
initial
was the
reaction.
outcome? What happened as a result of that?
Government kept postponing. Government was like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, but they did nothing, and the protests are still going on, but there's no real outcome on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what was number 2?
I don't even know if there is a number 2.
Well, what happened to spraying things into Canada and London and other parts of the world? When did people soon after start protesting in solidarity?
Yeah,
or
that was a big influence by like what our families from India were telling us,
Okay.
and social media.
Okay.
So, because most of Punjabi people here come from a background of farmers,
Okay.
and that's why we started protesting here to make the world aware of this is what is going on in
Okay.
Punjab, India right now.
So people here that are from Punjab, whether probably farming background
Yes.
in most cases,
Yeah.
they are simply on a regular basis showing up in town squares, and they've got decals on their cars, and they're doing everything on social media that they can,
That they can.
to make the world aware
I'm aware of what's going on.
of. And now the Prime Minister of India is Modi.
Yes.
He is behind all this, or it's bigger than just him?
It's just big. It's big. He's in this in a way, but it's bigger than him too. There are people who have more money than him, and they're kind of using him as a crash doll.
Okay.
So they're telling him do this, but he acts like he's a prime minister, but he's not really the prime minister in a way.
Why do you think they did it? I mean, apart from what sounds like blatant corruption and an evilness towards people.
Those are the main reasons: corruption, stealing money, just the whole system in India just a crash, and that's why they did this. And I feel like in a way this was like a retaliation against sick people and their farming, because most of Sikhs are farmers. So this was a retaliation in a way, indirect retaliation, yeah. From like all the previous attacks that have been happening.
Okay.
Especially like the stories from like 1947, 1950s.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there is in India, I mean, originally I understand hundreds of years ago, there were factions, little kingdoms and groups like in many countries.
Yeah.
But today there is a bit of a wall between Sikhs and Hindus.
Wouldn't say there's a wall, but like definitely politics that do show it.
Okay.
And they do make policies that definitely create division instead of bringing people together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So what do you think is going to happen with this whole situation?
By the looks of it right now, there's no real outcome that's coming out from this. Hopefully the government will reverse the roles, or like farmers will just stop giving crops to the middlemen. Those are probably the best solutions, but like in terms of what the government will do, it looks like they're not going to do anything. They just keep postponing it.
What's it like in Punjab now for the farmers?
Ooh, I'm not sure about that.
Your dad or family members are in contact with any farmers right now?
Yeah, so like my family in India, they do still do their farming, but it's definitely taken a hit for sure.
Okay.
And we used to have this big combine that would grind up the wheat,
Okay.
and because the new laws took into effect, we had to sell that.
So it's a miracle that farmers are staying in business right now.
Yes, for sure.
Were they subsidized at all before all of this happened by the government, or was it completely free and open markets?
Before it was completely free and open market, but as soon as this law came into effect, that's when everyone was like, no, this isn't right, because farming is the main thing in India, or in Punjab, I should say, that people rely off of. And if they take off their livelihood of farming, then people, especially old farmers, just commit suicide. They're like, it's not worth anything now.
So the suicide rate is going up?
Suicide rate is going up, yes.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad, and it's difficult to understand, whether it's Punjab or anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent, a fan of free markets.
Yeah.
Letting people win and lose.
Yeah.
All of us, my story, each person's story is sometimes we win and sometimes we lose. We get up the next day and we try again.
Exactly, yeah.
But if you make the rules skewed, so you can't even do your best and have a positive outcome, it's disheartening.
It is, yes, especially with farming, because this was something that's been in our blood for hundreds of years, right? This is something that we built our lives off of, and that's why I'm here in Canada today, because of farming.
Right.
Yeah, because my grandparents, they built a livelihood off farming. They raised my parents, and my parents were able to make money off farming to come into Canada.
Right.
And that's why I'm here, because of farming and my grandparents.
So you owe your life really
Yeah,
to
exactly.
the farming. So what we're hoping for is that there's a correction in the government.
Yes, for sure.
I think most governments around the world are looking, at least the people that want truth and freedom are looking for corrections, and this is playing out as a living example in Punjab.
Yes.
And so this is affecting people all over the world, and so together we're going to do what we can using our social media platforms.
Yeah.
And to let people know that we stand with the farmers of the Punjab, because they are our brothers and our sisters. We're learning to understand each other, and for me, I see a huge positive impact that all of people from the Punjab are making on Canada and Canadians. So Vikram, we've looked at 4 areas. Let's wrap this up then with just any last thoughts. Misconceptions about people from the Punjab. My understanding is very peaceful people.
Yes, that's true. We are very peaceful people. We, as a religion, definitely like helping out others. We don't like seeing people suffer. And any opportunity that we can get to help out someone in need is definitely a win-win situation.
So it's been great to talk with you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the beginning dialogue and discourse about this. As you watch these videos and this one with my friend Vikram, I hope that you will take time to put comments in the section below. Things that will help us to better tell the story, help us to better ask the questions. And we want people to understand exactly the truth about Punjab and its very positive impact on Canada, so
Yeah.
people don't have the wrong view, the misconceptions. I think we would agree that from our traditions and our mixed traditions, there are always bad apples.
Yeah.
But you don't take a black marker and write through. You rather, let's look at the truth and let's look at the good by the majority. And that's what we're doing here as we're going to continue this series, Punjab, India's positive impact on Canada. Thank you for watching. Do you mind saying in Punjabi what I say? I'm going to say thank you, especially to those who are in Punjab.
ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਟੂਨ ਇਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੀ।
I hope you are able to follow along in the captions.
ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਪ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੈਪਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰੋ, ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਿਖਾਂਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਅੱਜ ਬੋਲੇ ਹਾਂ।
And feel free to comment in Punjabi script, is it?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਦੀ ਬਸ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਆ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਿਖ ਦਿਓ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਆਈਡੀਆ ਜਾਂ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ। Yeah.
Thank you for those that have watched, and if you want to subscribe, that's a good thing. It helps us build this channel. I'm a baby YouTuber, but enjoying it. Subscribing and liking and commenting, watching, sharing with others is a good thing. It helps us be able to do more content.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਸ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰਿਓ, ਲਾਈਕ ਕਰਿਓ, ਪੋਸਟ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰਿਓ ਜੀ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੇ ਤੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਾਜ਼ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਕਲਚਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ।
And lastly, anything that would be helpful to you from anything I can do in doing this series, please let us know in the comments, and we'll try to include those kinds of people and those kinds of questions.
ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਆਈਡੀਆ ਹੈਗੇ ਜੀ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੱਸੋ ਜੀ, ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਦੀ ਬੈਸਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਸਾਰੇ।
Thank you, Vikram.
That was good. That was fun. That was fun.
You're a good man. That's what we're doing here as we're going to continue this series, Punjab, India's positive impact on Canada. Thank you, especially to those who are in Punjab.
ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਟੂਨ ਇਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੀ।
Thank you, Vikram.
That was good. That was fun.
Are you from Punjab?
Yep.
I'm doing YouTube series.
Oh.
Punjab.
Oh, okay.
The positive impact
Oh,
of Punjab on Canada. Tell us things that will help people that are non-Punjabi understand what a great place it is.
One thing that I will say is that everyone in Canada thinks that we get everything handed to us. That is not true. We work hard for everything.
Right. Hey, thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate your time.
Welcome.
Now, are you going to be in the championship game later?